Hello and welcome to another episode of the Me and My Friend podcast. So today, actually, we have a special episode because usually it's just me and my wife,
Usually, there's only been one episode.
no, because we have three.
Oh,
They just are not out yet.
oh shit.
Yeah, dude, we've been doing it. But okay, so special episode. I have one of my really good friends with me, and we're actually starting a new thing with this podcast. So it's gonna be me and my friend. But it's going to be me and my friend, which is Lex, and it's going to be a little bit more about other things that pertain to our relationship as friends. So actually, I want to introduce him right now. Go ahead and
Yeah, my,
tell him.
my name's Lex. I'm a friend. Long time listener. First time on the show. But yeah, I've known this guy for I think I'm gonna say 2011. I believe was maybe 2012. That's when I've known him. So good, almost 10 years now. Yeah, we were talking about. We want to talk about things we like, things movies, TV, just entertainment, just what's going on in the world, what's going on with anything really in our lives. But yeah, I mean, this is the start of something new. I hope me and my friend you've just gained a new one.
Yeah. And so, I usually like to do with the podcast is I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about us by like just telling a story. So you can kind of get to know who we are and what we're about because like he said, I met him years ago and we just kind of like once we met, we kind of went off on that. We clicked. And so I want him to tell the story because I guess I want to hear it from his eyes because from my eyes I don't remember it really that well, but I remember it. But I want him to tell it, from his side.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even that. We. It's funny because when I first met him, it was like he shook in the hand and everything. We met him. I met him. Remember we'll talk. Anyway, we'll talk about that something else. But yeah, when I met him, he gave me a hug. And he didn't like. I went for everybody to give handshakes. I was just meeting a bunch of the family, and I went for a handshake. But he gave me a hug instead. I'm like, hey, this guy must be a lovable Care Bear. But come to find out later, I don't know how it came up. Because we worked together in a restaurant for quite a while. It came up where I guess when he gets real nervous, his hands start to sweat. So when he first met me, he was nervous. His hands were sweaty. But usually he'll wipe his hand down before he gives the handshake. So that's why he gave me a hug instead.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think he didn't know, but I think I just told him, "Oh, I'm not." What I had said to him, I remember this. I said, "Oh, I'm not a handshaker. I'm a hugger." I said, and he said, "All right," and we just hugged, and that was the first interaction we had. It was
I think
he
squeezed my ass a little bit.
Yeah, I picked him up a little bit from double cheeks, but no. So that's how we met. So that's kind of like a little bit, how we are. I've always, as soon as I met him, I was good vibes. I kind of I appreciated who he was and where he was coming from. And I think at that point he was dating my wife's cousin and, that whole thing was going on. But,
I
cool.
guess you can call that pandemic one.
No, don't say that. But don't say that. But no, but things happen. He's not with her anymore. He's with, he has a new girlfriend. But just it was interesting because we met, we talked, and we just started talking about random things. It was video games, movies, entertainment.
We had a lot more in common than we originally thought. And,
yeah,
that's how we clicked and stayed friends for all these years. We just had a wedding. Congratulations! Just got married back in December. I was his best man.
It's not like you were gonna say we just had a wedding. We got married.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, we'll
talk about the arrangements later.
Yeah. So I got married. He was my best man. Obvious choice, and we just that's how we kind of did it.
You should call it Me and My Best Man.
Yeah. We just came up with the title.
There we go.
No, but so we did this and we've always since we've known each other, we've always discussed about wanting to do something together. So we wanted to do we tried to do videos, right?
We did. We reviewed 2 games, Telltale's Guardian of the Galaxy. To a million hits on YouTube. If you guys want to look it up, it'll be the first choice.
Yeah.
And then we did a second one, which I think was a little better, was a Crash Bandicoot. We were just kind of live streaming, talking, just enjoying.
Yeah.
The remastered version one, of course.
And at that point, we were trying to invest in what we were trying to do. So all this entertainment stuff, because we wanted to do something together, something obviously we're close, but we wanted to get business close.
I don't know about you, but I think we're pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. Does it? Yeah, and
Yeah.
the more you listen to it,
That's
yeah, I know that was loud us. The more you listen to us, like the more you'll get to know us and like kind of what we're about, right? But yeah, so we wanted to do this whole thing. We got YouTube videos going, and like it we kind of just stopped because we didn't have time,
Yeah, we
you
just
know.
kind of had different points in our lives. I mean, he was getting married. I mean, whatever. I mean, we just kind of just not drifted apart, but
We
we weren't hanging out as much as we did.
No,
Just
it
because
was a
when we
lot
worked
different.
together, obviously that was gonna be different. But
Yeah, and it was a lot different. But like now we're starting this, and this is gonna take off because now we have a lot more time during this quarantine, obviously. But like we're in our a place in our lives where we can like communicate through our voices here. It's not a we don't have to be close to each other. I mean we're close
we're
now,
very
but
close.
yeah, we're very close now, but we don't have to. Like in the future it'll be a lot different, right?
Yeah.
But so yeah, so we picked a couple topics to kind of just like get us going for the first podcast to see how we, felt when we talk. And this is a little side note. I want to talk about this one because we actually just made one like 65 hours ago. No, I mean 60. It
You
was
keep saying
sorry,
65 hours.
it was a 65.
65 minute, but we did it, and we tried to do a separate audio, and this, I mean, give it one of my first time, and it all got lost. It was all scrambled. You couldn't even hear the audio on my end, and it was just bad. It sucks. We went off for a while. Hopefully,
Yeah, but we'll get back. I mean, I feel like we always just rant
that was
and we
take
always have
one.
good. Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, all the famous people. You got to start somewhere.
All right, I know. All right, so I don't know why I keep doing that. Those weird laughs. But I want to tell you. So, like I said, we got the new topics, and I actually want you to introduce the first topic because I'm always the one that talks more. But go ahead and.
Okay, you talk too damn much. Well, I guess the main thing we really wanted to touch up on was the release of Last of Us Part Two coming out June 19th, which is Ernie's birthday, which is gonna be a celebration.
Yeah.
Hope you're all gonna be there.
We're
But
throwing a quarantine party.
yeah,
You're
I
gonna
mean,
drive through.
we really loved the first one, and we've been waiting for this game. It was actually supposed to be out, I think this Friday that just came up. Got pushed back a month, which is fine. It's just anticipated. It's finally gold, so it's ready. We're gonna get it. I got it reserved. Ernie's got
I
it
have it
reserved. I got the
reserved. Yeah.
controller reserved.
That's the only thing that I kind of want is the controller, but I don't. I'm like I don't know if I should spend the money.
Oh, I'm buying it for sure.
Yeah.
I already have like 6 of them, but why not another one?
Yeah, dude, I honestly I need a new one, and I'm thinking about getting it. I just have to ask the wife first. I'm just
You can ask me anything.
ah.
But speaking of that PlayStation that came out, the Last of Us one, that it was beautiful looking, man. I don't know
Oh
what you think
man,
about it.
it's
Yeah.
all etched
I'm a
in.
sucker for that stuff,
Yeah.
and I was so close with the release of the PS5 on the horizon. Like a lot of people are kind of just like stuck. Like should we not? Maybe if they come out with like a Last of Us PlayStation 5, hell,
Yeah,
shit.
it's funny that they don't do that like right off the bat when the console comes out.
It is weird that they do that.
Like
Like,
you,
oh,
you know they
you need
need
to
to wait
buy it
for
because
it.
you're
Yeah.
gonna buy the flat five, and we're gonna get you with this four. Which yeah, it's like man, and I'm a sucker for those. I've done it. I think with the PlayStation 3, I got the Destiny version. It was all glacier white. That
Oh
thing was sick.
yeah, dude, that was sick.
That was a sweet one. Um,
We didn't even play that. You didn't even play that
I didn't play
game.
that game. I
Yeah.
played it for a little bit. I couldn't really get into it. Ernie was all about it.
Yeah, for like a really long time.
Raiding his tombs and whatnot, and I don't know what the hell. But yeah, Last of Us 2, man, coming out. What a good time, about the quarantine.
And all this stuff.
The
going
game is like, it's about the apocalypse and kind of like something that happened, a pandemic as well. Cordyceps.
The cortisones. I'm just kidding. That's the cream. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree, and like, dude, that PlayStation 4 looks so awesome. Like, if I like, and I do, I'm not like broke, but I can afford it. But like, there's no point to getting another console. Like, especially for me, like, it's only me that plays. If I had like one for me and one for like my wife that needed it,
Yeah.
I would do it then. But
Well, I
it's
have
like,
one like in the living room and one in my room. That'd be
yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
the
You have a
setup.
bigger house. I just have one room.
That's true.
So it's kind of a little bit offset but for me. But yeah, man, it looks freaking awesome. I like that it's etched in. Like it's like super, like, it's like lasered in.
Uh-huh.
And it looks so cool. It's like her tattoo, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And then
Excuse me.
I wanted to get the Ellie edition, man, but it just, I mean, it was expensive, and I could buy it, but it's like what you mentioned, like, do I need this? Do I need a 6 backpack in my collection? I wanted it because of the backpack originally, but I was like, I have too many. I don't even go to school. Like, why the hell am I gonna or school anymore? But I don't. Why am I gonna be using this backpack? It was
Yeah.
cool looking. I already have a Last of Us one. It's already been signed by the main characters, which I love.
Yeah. I think I was there with you when we got that. It was like it
Yeah, you were
was
there.
a PlayStation
I
experience
don't
or
know how we
E3.
did it because like somehow there was like a line. I don't like
Oh
you
well,
got.
I
I
got
think
a
you got
ticket. I
the
got
ticket to
in
the
and
line.
then I gave it to
You
you.
gave it to me because you knew how passionate.
Yeah, yeah. Because well, I had already met them and like I had like, gone like a
Yeah,
stiff
he
sign.
hangs out with them. You know, he just hits them up and say, "Hey."
They're my friends. You know, they hook me up with like stuff here and there. But freaking yeah, man, it was a good. It was good times. We it was pretty cool that he got it signed out. Those people are really cool. Like when they're like humble. They're
Yeah,
like down to earth.
yeah. I took a picture with him. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
stoked for the next game. Hopefully,
Super stoked.
it lives up to the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know probably people are gonna be it's gonna be divisive, but hey, like just play the game. Whatever you feel is.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it already got spoiled." Like,
I
okay,
didn't see any spoilers. Thank
me
goodness.
either. Yeah,
I avoided the internet. I was like, damn, and I was like,
but like, still, man, like you don't want to like you don't want the you don't want like the. I mean, I know a lot of people care for spoilers just so they could see, oh, like, oh, you know what, it's not worth buying. But like, you don't know if something's worth it until you know live it or you play it because you're not going to understand like what's going on in the game until you experience it yourself. And that's like the biggest issue with like just entertainment or anything in general. I like to be my own reviewer for things, which sometimes means sucks because like we spend a lot of money and like you know what I mean, and like that's the bad thing. But
yeah,
like
with
I rather
anything reviewing's fun.
it is fun, man, because like it's your own opinion. Like I know a lot of people what they do is like they look up videos and like they start formulating opinions through other people's opinions. But
Yeah.
like that's like not us. Like we like to formulate our own opinions like throughout our basis of what,
Try to really think about it for ourselves.
which is something I always respected from people's just mind process and stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, I also, well, talking about The Last of Us, entertainment. What have you been doing throughout the quarantine right now? Well, I mean, it's not a quarantine because no one's quarantined like crazy.
Yeah.
People can still go out, but like, how have you been like, or like, what have you been doing to kind of like sustain yourself?
Well, I've been eating real good. I'll tell you that for sure, and I've been drinking almost every weekend. Um, yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get back into the games because I took a fat break from them, and since Last of Us coming out, I mean, what better way than to play the first one? But actually, I had to catch up on some old ones. I just beat Star Wars Fallen Order, and I just went back into God of War. I hadn't finished it yet. 2 years in the making, but I mean, it's a great game, so I'm back in that one.
Yeah, Star Wars Fallen Order is one of the ones I'm playing now. It's just tricky for me because like it's a good game and I like it. It's just I'm just lost like half the time. Like
Yeah,
that map is cool. Like I know a lot of people go like, oh, the map is super like it's like all what was it called? What'd you say it was called? It was like it's like
easy to maneuver.
yeah,
or?
it's like easy to maneuver and like you can kind of tell where you are. For some reason, my mind does not work like that, and I'm just like I don't know where the hell I am. And then like
It is a little weird. It could be a little strange.
yeah, and he was saying this before. He's like, you're in one part of the map, and you're like, oh, this is where I need to go, and then all of a sudden, you end up like on the opposite side of the map.
You have to go fight frogs again for the 10th time, and they're annoying. But that game, though, I got to the point where I just wanted it to be done.
Yeah.
And I was playing on the hardest difficulty, and man, the lightsaber battles were rough. I would spend I don't know how many times on the bosses, and so eventually I just brought it down to the beginner. I was like, dude, I just want to get this game done and just over with and beat it. I brought it down maybe like the last 4 boss fights, and I'll tell you though, the ending is pretty cool.
That's
Like,
worth it, huh? That's what you're saying, yeah.
The ending's really sweet.
That's like the thing that people have been saying, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten it like spoiled for me. Like, you know what game I actually recently finished that never got spoiled for me, and it's really old. It's a Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah, I guess neither have I. I haven't even beat the game yet.
Yeah, and that's how you said so for the last part of the game you lowered down the difficulty.
Yeah.
I did the same because like that game is a grind. Like if you don't get to a certain level, you're gonna die a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so what I did was I lowered down the level.
The volume.
The volume. I lowered it down the difficulty and like I just started to play the game on easy mode and it's sad to say because like you don't want to say, oh God, I suck, but sometimes you don't have time to just grind.
I just want to get into the story, man. Like, the story is what makes these games. Well, I really love single player games. I mean, I've always been that. Multiplayer, I once in a while.
Yeah.
keep going. Sorry.
No. But I like that because like it does segue into like because like we're talking about The Last of Us and the games we've been playing, but The Last of Us, that's one of his like best multiplayer games I've ever seen him play. Like he did pretty well,
Yeah,
and
I'm usually not a multiplayer guy, like I said, and I have my good days and my bad days, but for some reason, Last of Us, man, I would kill it on that game. I
yeah,
mean, literally.
I mean,
And I'm disappointed to say that The Last of Us Part 2 is not going to have multiplayer, but I mean,
yeah,
hopefully later
man.
down the line something comes out.
Yeah, because like they're talking about it and they said that they might do it and they probably will. I feel like they will like they're gonna drop it at a later time just so they can be reviewed on their game and not their multiplayer.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I mean?
they want us to get to that story first, which is why people will come
Why
to that
people? Yeah,
game.
you're not going for. I mean, you're going for the multiplayer, yes, because you like it now,
Added
but
plus,
it's just an added thing. Like you shouldn't be reviewing it for what it is. Like like a lot of
Well,
multiplayer.
there's a lot of games, people that just go straight to multiplayer and never even go to the campaign. And
Exactly.
I've always been the opposite, which is
Like
fine. I mean, hey, that's your thanks thing, it's your thing. But like Last of Us, I think it's so special to the creators that they want you to get through this story
yeah.
prior. Because I mean, I mean, even when I played the multiplayer, I played the story first in Last of Us,
Yeah.
and I was way better at the multiplayer because you played the game.
Yeah,
Just so
exactly.
used to
Because you're
like
learning. Yeah.
exactly how you play the game is
Yeah.
is the multiplayer.
And that's the thing about a lot of games is like they give you a learning curve. They give you a learning curve for how you're supposed to learn and how you're supposed to play. And like honestly, Last of Us is one of those games that you kind of like you need to learn how to play because if you play the multiplayer, you're just gonna suck really bad.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
I tried to go back into it today. I just jumped into it. I hadn't played Last of Us in a long time, and God, I would do. No, I didn't do good at all.
I thought you were gonna go like,
say,
and I did pretty good. Like
two guys now, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I got my mojo. But man, I was just not used to the controls, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, this is gonna take a while. But I love that multiplayer. People are playing, and I would think people are playing more now because the second one's coming out.
yeah, I think that's a good thing, and it's funny that you say that because I had heard that the multiplayer had gone off, but I guess it's gone off for PS3 because like I'm like oh okay well like because I want to play the multiplayer because I enjoyed it. I wasn't good at it,
Yeah.
but I had a good time and it was fun. But yeah, like other games that we kind of wanted to that I wanted to discuss. I know he said he was playing that, but I've been playing like I said Jedi Star Wars Fallen Order, working on that, chipping away slowly. I've also been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I'm having a good time. Like I actually have a squad that I play with. And it's
that
like
makes it more fun.
Yeah, a lot having more people to play with is always fun. Because like when you play by yourself, it's kind of boring. But now that I have like a little like friend group that wants to play, because everyone's home.
Yeah.
Like before, like people weren't home. People were like more.
Well, McFly's always been home.
No, he's gonna listen to this. He actually, I told him I was doing it. But McFly, McFly now he's working and he's like, but he plays and he's always in the morning and like that's good.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it just sucks because I work in the morning, but like I'm
you're
off.
opposite schedules.
Yeah, so now it's a little weird, but we play when we can, and that's always a good time. But I'm curious to ask you like, what's like your like I don't know, what's your to go kind of like game genre right now, like first person shooter, like
well, I'm gonna
or
say
single
right
player.
now. I was gonna say I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing also on the Nintendo Switch.
I forgot that.
I don't know what it is about that game, but it's a perfect quarantine game. It's just like I don't know if I would. I mean, no, I think I could still get into it if this wasn't happening. But like, it's fun. Like it even got my girlfriend into the game, man. She even plays it. And she barely does. But we're all into it. My whole family we're talking about. Not my family. Actually my family and my friends. Yeah. We're all about it.
It's crazy how that game took over. Yeah,
that's my go-to. I don't know. Yeah, it's like I'd say it's like a Sims vibe, but a little more. Well, I guess cartoonish because it is cartoonish, but
definitely, man,
it's a cool game. It's fun, but that's my go-to game right now. Just a quick pick up and play, and then it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's it. It's funny is like I wanted to play that game, but I want to try it out, but like I just can't see myself playing something like that right now.
Give it a go. I mean, it took me a second. I was like, I don't even know what the hell this game's about, and then I finally got into it. I was like, oh, dude, I was all into it. I mean.
That's funny. That's like a game that I would never think you would get into, like something like that. Yeah, because like all the games that we've like just previously played with each other, or like that we've played, just never points to that game being a thing. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
And it's just like what the hell. But I mean, a lot of people have gone crazy over that game. Man.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a wild game.
It is a wild game. Yeah, I mean, one of these days I'll try it. We'll see.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah. I think I was telling you this. I think next Tuesday, this Tuesday coming up, Minecraft Dungeons comes out, and I'm not. It's a game. It's a third person over what's it called, like over the top,
Bird's
like
eye view,
bird, yeah,
kind of.
whatever, like kind of like how the original Grand Theft Autos used to look. Kind of
Yeah.
looks like that a little bit, but maybe a little bit shorter. It's like the Diablo style.
Uh huh.
I don't know what they're called.
Uh huh.
But yeah, like it's like that. I'm not a big fan of Minecraft. Minecraft's whatever. It's cool. It swept the nation. Mojang did a great job with whatever they did. It's like whatever to me. Like, but like that style of gameplay just looks cool as hell to me.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. It's coming out Tuesday. It's like $20.
Damn.
I'm surprised. Like I thought, like honestly, if they wanted to, they could have like charged like 40 or like
A regular price
60.
game.
Yeah, a regular price game. Cause like people like kill for Minecraft stuff like that, dude. Like Minecraft is like a big thing.
Well, don't talk about it because they're gonna kill us.
And I, no, well, maybe if we talked about it, and maybe they'll like want to, they'll sponsor us.
Ah, exactly.
You never know. We're trying to make money here.
Well, I don't play Minecraft enough to get sponsored. But hey, I mean,
After they sponsor your ass,
after
you're
you
gonna
get
play it.
sponsored,
But yeah, like things here and there. We're also like thinking about like. Actually, I wanted you to introduce the like another topic that you kind of wanted to talk about here. See like what you've been watching, I guess, or what do you?
Well, I mean, I right now I've been watching '70s show on Netflix. I
Yeah.
just finished Community, which is a great show if anyone's ever seen it.
I'm still watching that right now.
This is probably I've watched it a couple times already.
Yeah.
It's just one of my favorites. I'd recommend that. As far as movies go, I haven't really watched much. I've been trying to get into shows. But I mean, I went to '70s show, just something to put on the background while I play a little Animal Crossing. Uh,
Yeah.
and then, but what's bummed me out is like we can't actually go to the movies. I love going to the movies. I mean, yeah, it's great to see a movie at home, but going to the movies, something about going to the movies, man. I mean, like, just the whole
Process of
exactly.
it. Yeah.
I mean, and it's with the reserved seats, it's a game changer, man. I mean, I love that.
Oh,
Like, I
God,
can
yeah,
stroll
same.
in 5 minutes before the movie. But I just still like to see the trailers. But
Yeah, you gotta
not
go in
all the
20
trailers,
minutes,
there's
yeah.
like 30 trailers that they play.
Yeah, honestly, this is a little side note. There's literally 20 minutes of trailers. If you guys ever count it, it's 20 minutes. Like,
Well, some are different. Some are 25, and I've been to like 27.
yeah,
Like,
so
if
you've counted it too then? Oh, okay, so you're like,
I've
yeah.
timed it.
I timed it too.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, some of the theaters, they're the same. I'm like, all right, well, going in at this time. 'Cause-
I've only had a handful of times where they just take off the trailers. Have you ever had that? Where there's
No.
no trailers. They
Oh,
just
what?
start, like the movie just starts. It's the craziest thing.
Maybe
And I'm
they
like,
were late, or
I don't even know. But I'm just like always like, what the hell's going on here? But
Well,
yeah.
I've seen like an older movie. Like I'm gonna go see a movie. It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on time because it's older. There's not gonna have trailers. Still 25 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah.
Like, I was like, I could have been at home chilling.
And I think they set it up for 20 minutes so you can like get to your seat, or if you're running late, or also so that you can like get snacks, because like they make money primarily off what they sell.
Oh yeah, the
They're not,
concessions.
yeah, they're not making like a lot of money off like the movie you're seeing.
Especially with the little stubs. If
Yeah.
you're AMC
Stubsless,
watcher.
which is good because like honestly you save a lot of money. It's like what 40. Well, I pay like $40 for me and my wife.
Yeah, it's like 20. 40 bucks
23,
is good for
yeah.
two people.
Yeah, it's like 40 something.
24 regular.
Yeah, and then like and it saves money because like we watch movies a lot, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
like and those movies come out to like what $17-10 depending on like depending on like what you're gonna watch and like when, if it's like premiere or whatever. But it's always neat to have, honestly.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like you said, man, I love going to the movies. I miss it. I miss like that, like you said, like the process of it. Where like you go to a dinner, you get some drinks, and
Not too much drink.
not too much drink, because then you gotta go to the restaurant, and then you go to the movie theaters and get some snacks, and then you just relax. All you gotta do, you know what I mean? It's not like crazy, but it's
Pull
a
that
nice,
recliner back.
but it's nice to kind of just do something like that.
Mhm.
But you like that's the thing I was telling you about this whole quarantine is I've been saving money.
Oh yeah,
It's like
Same.
because we're still going out, yeah,
I've been
But
spending
just-
money on booze and food.
yeah, exactly. But it's like less because now we're not tipping a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
You're
true.
not, you're like you're primarily home. You're not like doing all these
Tip
things.
yourself.
Yeah, and like we're just saving a ton of money. Like now I have money, extra money, and it's terrible because like I feel like it burns a hole in my pocket. I'm like, God, I gotta buy something.
Yeah, I get that crave. I'm like, I just need to make a purchase of something. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but everything else is canceled. I'm like, I can't do anything obviously outside. Like all the concerts I had scheduled are canceled.
I know,
Which
same.
is fine, but it's like, man, but then I save money on that too, which is cool. Some I got money back.
Yeah, I
Well,
think this week or we're like, I think the day that we're recording or next week, I actually would have been in Maui right now.
Oh damn.
Freaking, that's oh god, dude. We keep talking about it, and
That
like it
sucks.
just sucks so much because like we had it all, everything planned out, paid for, and everything, and
Yeah.
just and
It
then
postponed, I'm assuming, till next year, or you just kind
I
of playing it by ear,
yeah,
whenever's the next
hopefully.
available
Well,
date.
I think hopefully next year.
But you want to do it in like May, right?
Yeah, I think we might. So we since we have money now saved up, and I
Uh-huh.
think we're gonna do the a Disney cruise to the Bahamas,
Mm.
and that's more. That's like a flight to a flight. You know, like you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
get
Uh-huh.
there to do all that. But oh, dude, I'm so excited for that.
That'd be cool.
Stoked.
Yeah,
It's gonna
hell
be
yeah.
nice, man. But yeah, like quarantine, like just watching. You know, you said you were watching the '70s show. I'm actually watching Community right now too again.
Yeah.
It's like my third time,
That's a great
and
show.
it's like the first time my wife's watching it, so she's like super like,
Into it.
yeah, she's into it. She's laughing, which I love. It's because like it's like a great show that we actually talked about that, and like it was funny because
Uh-huh.
like my brother had told me about it, and then he introduced me into it to like watch it. Like he's like, you should watch it,
Yeah, I showed you one episode, and I was like, I got to show you one episode. It's the
and
paintball episode, if anyone knows about Community. That was it.
and then
He
that's
got
how
him,
you
and I started
yeah,
watching it.
and I was
Great episode.
dying. Great episode.
But yeah, I mean that's the quarantine life, man. Just movies, games, and actually, I just got a puppy.
Oh
I just
yeah,
got a new
yeah.
puppy, a little Belgian malinois, uh,
Damn,
slash German
speak
Shepherd.
English,
I know,
doctor.
it took me so long to figure out how to say it. I'm a mayonnaise, malinois. Her name, a little puppy named Suede. We rescued her, me and my girlfriend and I, and that's been the quarantine uh, chore. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess what we do.
which is
Uh,
good. I mean, it's always
mhm.
nice to kind of like have something to do because like a lot of people have kind of like gone back and not like a lot of people are getting depressed because they're not doing
Yeah, but
anything.
a lot of puppies, a lot of animals are getting,
Adopted, right?
adopted, and
Yeah,
which is great.
yeah, that's always
And
a
like
good thing.
they're going out. What people are walking with their animals, and
Yeah, that's what I was telling you that we had said is that like the people or the thing that's winning like through all this quarantine because it's a bad thing, right?
yeah,
But like I have never seen so many people walk their dogs
yeah,
or like go out.
and the environment, is looking great. I mean, like there's less
Yeah,
pollution in the sky.
not a lot of people driving, which is
Exactly.
always like it
Well, how'd
sucks.
you get here today?
Okay.
You son of a
It, uh,
bitch.
I rode a bike.
uh,
As fuck, I'm all sweaty. No, but yeah, I mean,
that's good.
yeah, thank you.
Anyway, but yeah, that's how it's been. Um, I mean, I know there's so much more. I mean, speaking of this quarantine life, I saw an article about a Bane masks being on sale,
That's so
and I thought
cool.
it was so funny. Like, but I had to look. I'm like, well, dude, that'd be badass. Get the legit Bane
I
mask.
would too.
I don't
Yeah.
know why. It just looks cool. Probably be a pain in the ass, and maybe you talk like him a little bit.
Oh,
um, but yeah, I saw. But it was just like drawn. Like it was like weird. It was like imaged on. Which I guess it's typically how it should have been
yeah.
done. But they look cool, but I guess they're selling out. But I mean, do you get creative with these masks? All I have is I just have the basic one, man. I don't go any further than that.
I looked into trying to get one, and they're like expensive because people are like supposedly making them from scratch, but they're all shitty. And I like the masks I get are the Mexican people from like Walmart selling outside,
Oh
and
shit!
they're like $5, $6, and I'm like, goddamn, why are
I
they?
wouldn't trust that.
I know. It's already too late, man. I
I
already
know.
have them, and I just freaking what I do is wash them and like put a shit ton of like whatever sanitizer on
Chloro.
it, and just like use. That's what I use because like I don't want to go out of my way to go find a crazy ass surgical mask or whatever people are
Yeah.
using. The
But some
freaking
people, they need it. They're more prone to sicknesses.
Then we are, yeah. Like
But
my
yeah.
wife uses stuff like that because she's a
Oh,
nurse.
oh
So
yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, she's in the hot zone.
yeah. So where I'm not like I'm serving giving people food and like people are pretty far away from me. They don't touch me.
But you never trust these people.
I don't like.
I mean, right now we're very close.
Yeah, but I mean we're fine.
Are we?
Yeah. It's, oh,
Oh,
like, but
uh,
but yeah, man. I mean, the Bane mask is a cool idea. I actually was telling him like idea I wanted to do. I looked this up on Etsy and all of these places. Like I wanted a mask that looked like the face of like the Kevin Conroy's Batman, the animated series.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and like I was like, man, but I'm not talented enough or like skilled enough to like make that for myself. And I was like,
Custom, man. He's got to get a custom design somehow. I don't know
man.
how, but
Yeah. I think my mother-in-law started making masks, and I
I'll
was
make it
gonna.
for you.
Oh, nice. He's just gonna glue it
I'll send
on.
you the top part of the Batman mask. And you're like, wait a minute.
He's not covering his mouth.
Speaking of Batman, I mean, Christopher Nolan, the new Tenet trailer released.
Yeah, during Fortnite, right? That was a great segue. I just want to.
And it we talked about that in our failed first podcast.
I know. Yeah.
That didn't work out. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, and you know what's funny is the last podcast I didn't even tell you my thoughts. I asked you your
That's right.
thoughts.
Yeah, and I just kind of took over. Well,
Yeah,
fuck you then.
no, no, but you know, honestly, I thought the trailer was cool, man. I like Christopher is a Christopher Nolan movie. You know, like like
Typical. What the hell is
yeah,
happening?
what the hell's going on, and it looks freaking neat as hell. Like, and the bad thing about this, well, I'll go into it because we'll go into it after, but. I thought it looks cool. I'm excited to watch it. It's like something else to, like to relieve like,
Yeah,
this boredom that we have.
I'm
And
not bored.
but yeah, like it looks good. And like I'm excited. What did you think, man?
I thought it looked really cool too. And I don't know if you caught it. Like, if you see, what's his name? The guy who plays Edward in Twilight.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
Freaking Robert Patterson.
Robert Pattinson. You kind of see him. He kind of looks Bruce Wayne esque.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's funny. I
You know
gotta
what
I
I mean?
gotta look that up again
And it's
because
like
yeah.
Christopher Nolan probably did it on purpose if it was the intention. But
That's
I mean, the movie looks badass, man. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan movies. They usually don't disappoint. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it's gonna be cool, and hopefully it sticks that date. I know he's trying to shoot to get that movie out so
Yeah.
we can enjoy it in theaters. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know he was championing
I
it.
don't know about it.
Yeah, he was championing like
Hopefully that's the
that.
case, but I mean, how it's gonna happen? Like
Yeah,
like
that whole
10
it's gonna
10
be like
people
some
per theater.
yeah, it's gonna be like a super quarantined out like thing. I don't know how the hell they're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
even when it comes out, we're not gonna see it.
Unless what they do is like they show it in multiple. You know how the theaters has like multiple like plate like like movie screens.
Yeah,
Unless they just show like two movies out of the whole kind of
just
thing like
yeah,
that
just.
month, and then they separate people like that. But
Because I remember they were talking about having people separated. Like they were selling less tickets on the theaters,
yeah, I remember that.
and
I think they did it in Georgia
and then
already or
eventually
something.
they just shut it down.
Yeah.
So maybe that's gonna be the case, but I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know. It's a little. I mean, I don't know about you. Every time I go to a movie theater, I always hear someone. So it's like, I don't know.
Oh
I'm a
wow.
little scared. Oh wow.
Yeah, like
But,
no, it's
I
true.
don't want to see all that, but who knows?
God,
I don't know if I'm really gonna feel comfortable enough to go, but I mean, we'll see how they do it. I mean, if they do it a certain way that works, then hell, then just give it a shot, I guess, right?
yeah, man, definitely. And damn, that's funny that you brought that up. Like the people loud. Like I had, the worst one I've had. This is just a
Your ass.
random
Okay.
side. Was this lady, and like I don't mind people like talking a little bit like, but nah, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But it's like this lady was like literally like was watching the movie and it was in English obviously. And it was a Mexican lady and another Mexican lady, and like one of them knew English, so she would like repeat what
I was with you. In that
you were there
movie.
with yeah.
I was gonna say the same. But wait, this thinks the story.
And then like it was like she was repeating exactly in Spanish, like she was translating. I was like, "Are you fucking?" So I got like a dubbed version of it. Like
Shit.
I was like, "God damn!"
That's the bootleg version you get in Mexico. You know
that. The ones with the
pirated movie.
the ones with the crazy ass Russian freaking like subtitles and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's too funny. But yeah, dude, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, why go to a movie theater and just talk? That's not the place to talk.
It's not, man. I think that's the thing. And remember at one point they were trying to like, not commission, but I guess like allow people to have their cell phones during a movie.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, it was like a thing, and people like boycotted the hell out of that.
Distracts me so much.
Because like people were like, I guess like like the kids want to be on their phone while watching a movie.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like their attention span is not very high anymore. Like
I guess that's better than running around screaming.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, as long as the light is low lit,
like dim and stuff.
But even then, even when I see a phone, any light, I'm just like, fuck, man, I'm like, put it away. Like it distracts me. My eye just wanders, and I can see. Like one time, I saw some girl looking at her Snapchat in the theater. I'm like, why are you watching Snapchat when you're in a movie? Like, and she wasn't even like. I get if you're recording a scene, I guess, but she was watching them, and who knows if the sound was on? I wasn't that close. But
have you ever had a slow clapper or like a person?
Oh
yeah,
they always try to start the slow clap. That used to happen a lot more before, like reserved theaters.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like with the reserved seating now, I've gotten less of that. That real movie experience, how we used to get it.
Yeah, like when we were kids.
We had to wait in line to see a movie.
12 midnight.
Like Star Wars.
Revenge of the Sith.
Well, I guess we didn't watch the 4. We didn't watch the 4 through 6.
Yeah.
But even with like the newer ones, you just get your seat, reserve it. I mean, yeah, you'd still get that fan service, but not as exciting as it was. Sorry, my food's here. And speaking of which, man, I mean, Star Wars. It's over. The Skywalker trilogy, it's finally done.
Another excellent segue.
And I mean, I don't know if I don't know how you felt about those movies. I mean, me personally, I didn't really enjoy the new trilogy of Star Wars.
Mm.
What about you?
Honestly, I was not a big fan.
You really liked Force Awakens because I think you just had that nostalgic. Well,
Yeah,
that's how everyone felt.
yeah,
Like
because it's exactly like A New Hope. It's like point for point kind of thing,
which
you
is
know,
your favorite Star
which
Wars?
is my favorite Star Wars thing. Nice segue. No, so just kidding. No, but like that's my favorite Star Wars, and like Force Awakens literally re-encapsulated all that again.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great. And then like Kylo
And
Ren's
then
a
they
cool
probably
ass
did that. They
character.
did that on purpose, probably. So
Yeah, I don't doubt it. And then like Kylo Ren's a cool ass character, but then they made him like really bitchy for some reason. I don't know why.
He looked cool.
Yeah, he looked
And
cool as
even what's
fuck.
her name, Captain Phasm.
Oh,
But she
Captain
was only
Phasma.
in it for
Oh,
like
dude.
I don't. She barely had any screen time.
Dude,
Which is it sucks because she was a favorite.
dude, that character looked like she was gonna be so badass,
Yeah.
and then like the way they just ended it, it's like
Yeah, they ended it off as like
it's like they had the script for like a really cool ass characters, and then they were like, you know what? I didn't like the way it came out. Let's just fucking kill them off.
Exactly.
Like you know who I liked too that I thought they could have done a better job with is General Hux.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to get into
Dude,
that
because they made him
last
so
episode, like the last film. I was like, oh my gosh.
they just made him so dumb, dude.
But,
Like,
I mean, yeah, like it's funny because thinking about these new movies, you don't. I guess the only thing we can really remember is how bad how the characters were and like how they were supposed to be something else that they didn't and they ended up disappointing.
yeah.
But like I had mentioned, Star Wars 1 through 6, they're so quotable and just still relevant even today. We can just talk about it and just say, and we just kind of just laugh. And if you're really Star Wars fan, anything you really say, you can catch and just crack up about.
I feel like there's a bigger fandom for like the prequel
For
the prequels than the
because even though the prequels may not have been everyone's favorites, they're still quotable and they still have their cool ass moments.
Yeah,
like Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith is a great movie. Yeah, that's a great movie. Honestly, that's one of my favorite. That's my second favorite movie. New Hope was my first one. But yeah, like all these movies that, like I said, they're quotable, and it's because they're memorable because like they have a nostalgia factor from when we were kids when we watched it.
Yeah.
And like when we watched it, we're just like, oh my god, like they're creating these movies for us, like in this generation. Like I think Force Awakens and all those other movies are being created for the kids now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like they're different, they're catered to this audience, and these were catered to us. That's why we're so
catered to the Disney audience.
Exactly. Dude, I forgot that was Disney. Yeah. And then no, it's true, and that's why they're like the way they are.
Be careful what we say.
I know we want to get sponsored.
Disney is everywhere. Big Mouse is watching.
Yuck. Guilty, but no.
There you
go. But like yeah, like actually now that you asked me, because I told you, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I would have to say, I would agree with New Hope. It was either between New Hope or Empire Strikes Back from those trilogies. From the prequels, I would say Revenge of the Sith. And I guess from the new ones, I would say none. Last Night, or what is it? Last Jedi. Last Night.
Last Night.
That was probably my least. That was the worst one out of them.
It's just I'm sorry, I was gonna go on.
That was a really well done trailer. They did.
All
those trailers were really well done.
Dude, they nailed them with the trailers. So good.
God, man,
but God, that they just like you could tell that someone tried to do something with this movie and like it didn't work.
Yeah.
And then I think Rise of Skywalker is the one where like they try to fix all those mistakes.
But it just
but it just didn't work
way too fast. Yeah.
No, it just didn't work that well.
I enjoyed Rogue One. I mean, as far as the little side stories go.
Yeah,
Han Solo, I don't know. It was a little weird. Like I'd said, if you went into Han Solo just thinking of not based on Han Solo, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Because I guess such a beloved character. And
and I think I was telling him this as well, is that like Han Solo, as I watched it, like I wasn't a big advocate of it. I wasn't a big fan. I knew something was amiss because like it wasn't encapsulating again that character that we've just watched through films and who Harrison Ford basically portrayed as a character. And I think the biggest reason was because it's a younger Han Solo. He's learning. You're learning he's learning from his experiences. Like he's becoming he's learning to become that smuggler and all that stuff that that he's basically being and stuff.
Well, his origin's cool, man. Like he started off by himself, so he must have been solo. Oh, that was so cringy. I was like, oh man, I can't do this.
Greatest in the galaxy.
I forgot what he said.
Oh my god, that's like the line
this
guy used to like when that trailer had come out, like he would come out of nowhere from behind it, he would go,
I'm the best ship. I don't even know what he said, to be honest. I forgot, but
Yeah, he would say like, "I'm trying to be the best pilot in the galaxy" or something like that. And I just remember like that, like that. It was not bad.
I think did we go to Disneyland before that? No, we did something before, or no, we met up with you.
Mm.
I think my girlfriend and I, we went to Disneyland before, and we just met up with you there. I don't know. We did something, and then we came. I think I was a little drunk.
And then what? And then what? And then what?
Huh?
Why did you say that? Sorry, because you saw the movie with us.
Oh, when we saw the movie,
Oh,
we saw it
okay.
solo.
I thought it was when you just randomly came up to me and said, "Best in the galaxy."
Oh, no.
I was like, I'm like,
sorry, I
well,
switched it real fast.
no, you're fine. I was like,
no.
oh, damn, what an elaborate story just to tell me that.
Turn.
But yeah, man. Yeah. Honestly, and Rogue One, I enjoyed it. I think the characters that were the coolest were like the dad of Arso, Arsehole, and freaking Diego Luna's.
Character. I forgot his name.
I don't know his name right
And
now.
the robot was cool.
And then the robot KS.
And then Donnie Chen's character was badass too.
Oh, yeah, he was fucking sick.
Actually, all those little side characters.
All the side characters are cool.
Jenner, so.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of her, but like the story's cool and everything. I think Gary Whitta wrote it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but like he's the guy that did Book of Eli. I don't know if you recall that movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But great movie, like great movie. Just the end scene of that.
Yeah, it was badass.
Dude, epic as fuck. Like
cool.
Crazy to just see like Darth Vader like that. It's so sick because you don't see him like that. Like in the other movies, he's slower.
Like, yeah, exactly.
He's powerful and he brings that presence.
Senior, I guess.
Yeah, and in this one, like you see him as like he's like a force to be reckoned with,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of the older movies like didn't capture or show you.
Yeah.
They just
he was just a menacing background. No,
yeah,
not background. He was forefront.
Yeah, but like
it was more Darth Sidious was like.
He was like more. He was more just overall like his presence was what you felt, as opposed to like what you saw visually of that character, and like that's always been like the cool thing about Star Wars is like it kind of leaves to your imagination at some parts of like how you feel and stuff, right? But yeah, man, I mean that Rogue One, just the way that one like kind of just like ends. It's so good, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Did you ever watch? Did you finish Mandalorian? I didn't finish it.
I did.
Is it good?
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I love
so
Pedro
sick.
Pascal, dude. He's badass.
Dude, he's a badass. And then his character, I mean, yeah, it's funny because like even as you watch that show, if you didn't even know it was Pedro Pascal, you're not gonna know because you never see his face.
Oh, yeah, never see his face.
But like, it's so cool to hear like, well, you actually, I think you do see his face. Wait, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! You heard it here first, folks.
Damn
everyone's
it.
probably seen it by now, except for me, I guess.
I don't know why I did that alarm, but you know,
Alert.
but no, like honestly, great show, and like, a lot of the cool like scenes from that are like taken straight out of like that old school feeling of Star Wars, like the New Hope and all that, and like, and that's what I loved about it.
Like updated,
but yeah, exactly, man. And the cool thing I found out recently, you saw the Unreal Engine 5
yeah, I did.
the PS5 thing.
Whatever the hell that was, that game looked cool.
So this is really side note.
They probably weren't gonna see it. It's probably gonna get delayed and never come out.
Yeah, no, don't say that. I don't want it. But so like little side note. So like Unreal Engine 5 actually, or Unreal Engine 4 is actually there. That's used for games and also like movies. So like Unreal Engine 4 I think was used for the Mandalorian. So like all the rocks and all that, like and stuff like that, they use like that's like an engine thing.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and like I think that's kind of like, so now that Unreal Engine 5 is using like movies and gaming stuff, and like so like everything will look more realistic like if it was in a movie. Like that's like the thing.
That's badass.
Yeah, it was just pretty cool, but that's a real side note.
Yeah, that game looked cool, man. I don't know if I'm gonna get the PlayStation 5. We'll see. I will, but I'll get it later.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm content with my 4.
and why do you feel the need to not have one?
It just I mean, like I said, I've kind of stopped playing games as much as I used to, and as much as I still love games and have such a passion for them, I don't see myself getting it just yet. If I do, I mean, there has to be something like if Uncharted 5 or something like that came out, and then I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Or even Last of Us Part 3, if that's ever something.
Yeah.
There's got to be one of those games that get me. Or I don't know. Usually it can be a random game. It can be its own game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what made me get the PlayStation 3 was when I saw the first Uncharted, which is supposed to be becoming a movie, which I don't know what's going on with that. I know it's in development hell. Obviously, it's on hold now.
It's in limbo right
It's in
now.
limbo. But I
Yeah.
know Tom Holland's gonna star as a little young Nathan Drake. Isn't Mark Wahlberg gonna be
They,
Scully?
they were saying that he was being
Uh,
yeah, they were
I
saying,
mean,
but
I
I
guess
was like,
whatever the approach they go, it's still gonna be badass.
I feel like they can pull it off.
Yeah, if you ever played Uncharted, man, those are another game you
Oh,
gotta
great
play.
games. Yeah, like
Um,
1, 3, and 4. I mean, 1 through
if
4.
you're Indiana Jones fans,
And
there's your
yeah,
game right there.
Indiana Jones,
There's the closest you're gonna get to Indiana Jones.
Tomb
Speaking of which,
Raider.
I remember this. They were supposed to have an Indiana Jones game a long time ago. They had this one. I remember there was one originally.
Oh, the one,
it
it had a great, like the punch system, right?
Yeah, that game was badass.
The one for the Xbox, right?
There was gonna be a new one, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
And,
but then there was one for Xbox.
I'm talking about the one previous. Yeah, that one was cool.
That one was sick. Yeah.
But yeah, and that one was just disappeared, which sucks because I love Indiana Jones. But
I heard your favorite movie of Indiana Jones was Crystal Skull.
Yeah, you know what? Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's the new indie. No. Oh yeah, and it's funny bringing it back to talking about the reserved seating and everything. I remember going to the midnight show of Indiana Jones Kingdom and the lit Crystal Skull. And I was so disappointed. I was like, dude, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, my eyes are burning. I'm like, I just had to watch that now. Like, I was so sad because I loved it so much. I even dressed up as Indiana Jones. I would love to do it again. Well, not for the movie.
Okay.
but as a Halloween costume.
He's all old as fucking. He's got the whip. Can you imagine this?
If someone's in my seat, I whipped him real quick.
Oh,
but
God.
yeah, dude, I would, and I've been wanting to dress up like him again, get the legit suit.
That'd be sick.
I mean, supposedly they're coming out with a new Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like him all old, and I think it's gonna I don't know how they're gonna do. Shia LaBeouf wasn't a bad character in the movie. I think that just like storyline wasn't that great.
No, yeah, no.
But I mean, I think George Lucas, who the hell wrote it? Was George Lucas. Yeah, and then I think like they wrote it, they did it because he wanted that, and I was like, but
yeah, that kind of killed it. It was more like the archaeology, but I guess what's it called? This Last Crusade was pretty like.
Yeah, it was over the top a little
spiritual. Not spiritual, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're like. Yeah. It's like it was more religious, but I think that's what I like about like when it becomes more grounded to things that we know.
Yeah.
Like or not things we know, but things that feel a little bit more.
I knew about the Lost Ark.
No, but I'm saying like like these are things that we've already known in history. Like alien stuff is like a little new, and so like it's a little bit more far fetched to us.
Well, it's cool about Indiana Jones and like when I'm talking about Uncharted, this Uncharted you have more time with the game. If you play that game, the story and like all the history they pull, it's crazy. It's like it's so cool, and I like history. It's enjoyable, and especially if you're playing it, you're living it. Like Uncharted was a badass bunch of set pieces.
Yeah,
but yeah, they got really just into that like history wise, and it was just so rich in storytelling, and that's what Naughty Dog does, man, and that's why back to Last of Us 2, the main topic,
the one that started it all.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's a he's right about all that. Like Naughty Dog is like they're one of the top developers. Like we all kind of we respect as gamers because like their storytelling and their gameplay is always fun. I mean, here and there, like things here and happen, like where like The Last of Us gets a little clunky for like third person play, but it's designed for you to play a certain way, and that's what they wanted you to like that's how they wanted you to feel when you're playing the game, and definitely. Uncharted is one of those top games that just like set the mood for like a lot of the newer games and who they were. Like I mean, Uncharted when that came out, it set the precedent for what Tomb Raider is now, which is another game that we've played. And those ones or those games always have a very similar vibe to one another, and like just the fact that they've allowed for more games to be under that same kind of like umbrella of characteristics and just great storytelling is a big feature, is a big feat to have. You know what I mean?
Speaking of great storytelling, I got to tell you, I stepped out for a second. So I didn't really catch what you said, but my little puppy that's out there, I saw her like struggling by the door, like trying to get back in, but she was like spinning in circles. I'm, what the hell's going on with her? So I look outside. I noticed there's like a little piece of poop she pooped like kind of at the door.
Yeah.
And I'm that's fine. But then she's like running around and like kind of dragging her butt. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? She stands up and a little string was holding on a little piece of poop. So I had to grab it. Well, I got like a towel.
I know you're over here like putting the hat.
I tried to pull it off of her and then let me touch her face real quick. But and I was like,
ooh, it smells.
And then she ran back in. She's all happy now. But damn, I was like, what the hell's going on?
I was noticing why. It's funny. Is a lot of things when you're listening, we get a lot of filler of me talking a lot. It's because just running around.
Oh, I can run around somewhere. Yeah, I got this little pup running. I actually got my food.
I know,
But
man.
speaking of food,
I know.
what is your quarantine go-to food?
Ooh, and I've said this before, but honestly, right now I've been craving a lot of Jack in the Box, man.
Jack in the Box.
Sourdough
Yeah.
burger, bro, and then
The
just like
sourdough Jack or whatever it is.
sourdough
Yeah.
Jack, and then some French fries and like a Sprite.
It's funny when you say that because I have coupons.
Let me
I'll
have.
I have at the Jack in the Box, like Carl's Jr. And like I'll go to those like
Yeah.
periodically, like after work or something.
Yeah.
But Jack in the Box, interesting. I mean,
what about you, man? Like, what have you been like?
Pizza, man. I mean, and Gondola's Pizza here in La Mirada. It's my go-to right now. We've been making it like a weekly, almost bi-weekly thing, man. And actually, I just got it today. It's here now.
Oh,
but,
are you gonna share? Is what the
oh.
podcast wants to know. No, I'm just kidding.
Me and my friend.
Yeah, me and my friend eat a slice. We should put it on the mic.
Let's call it the last slice.
Oh,
I think that's already something. Actually, I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe I don't doubt it.
Copyright.
The way we looked at each other.
And this is the last time you'll hear from us.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, but food. We just been eating good, man, and making
Definitely
burgers
same.
a lot. And
are you making them from scratch or?
I mean, well, we get like the patties.
Okay.
And just make it like that. But we create it.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Dude, I've actually yesterday was the first time I've ever made a patty from scratch. So like the meat, ground beef, and everything.
But if you don't make it like big enough, it gets really small.
Oh yeah, dude, I made like a juicy ass one, dude. They were super big. They look like Mondo burgers.
Mondo.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good burger.
Yeah.
Freaking Mondo burger. Welcome to Good Burger.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made Mondo burgers, but like smaller versions of Mondo burgers, and they were good, but like they were so big, and I was like so happy that they came out nice and juicy, but I was like kind of sad that they didn't come out like, you know, like those burgers that you get at like burger spots, you know, like they're thin and like nice looking, I guess.
Yeah, they come out just perfectly cooked and even.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, honestly, we didn't say this, but my favorite food is pizza. But like I literally try to stay away from that because I know if I got it, like I would just eat it a lot. Oh, yeah. Like I can always eat it. And it's so bad.
I always do.
I know, and I would be bigger than I am now. Like it's oh god, yeah, pizza's if you can hear that, that's like the ASMR.
Speaking of pizza, no, I didn't have something for that.
Oh no, nice segue.
What is your go-to pizza spot?
Ooh, there's this little restaurant. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, my favorite pizza spot, and this is weird because like I'm not a crazy connoisseur of pizza, but I do go out and get like random pizza.
Yeah.
Like I know, I know you love gondolas and Ambrose Pizza,
and
like also good stuff. Like that's good pizza. But like, dude, my favorite pizza for some weird reason, and I think it's because it brings me back to my childhood. It's not delivery. It's short. No, it's actually Tony's. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it?
No. My favorite pizza is Domino's Pizza, and I think it's like I was trying to say it was because it brings me back to my childhood, like because that's what we would have. You know what I mean?
Those pizzas are good because when you're gonna be cheap on pizza, you can get like 2 or 3 of them.
You calling me cheap? I was kidding.
Yeah, like a cheap ass. Look at your shirt.
Oh, no, but yeah,
he's not wearing one. I'm just kidding.
No, we're naked right now.
Oh yes.
No, but yeah, no. What about you, man? What's your favorite right now?
Oh, I'm not naked right now.
Okay. Wait, do you want to be?
Well, Gondola's has been my go-to lately. But a place called Alza Steria at Brea, it has really good stuff. It's like a hole-in-the-wall Italian. I'm just an advocate of pizza, man. I mean, I can eat. I mean, I love Domino's is good stuff too, man. I mean, I just love a good slice of pizza. It's really hard to mess up pizza, but I've had pizza that's messed up. It's funny because when I went on the cruise. The Carnival cruise, they had it all. You know, they have all you can eat stuff.
Yeah.
They had a pizza, and oh god, it was bad. But when I was drunk, it was good.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like even like you were saying, like a pizza, even when it's bad, it's good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even when
it's weird.
And it's weird because that's like the only type of food you can say that to. Because like like if you got a bad burger, you're just like, fuck, it's a bad burger. You can't eat that shit. But like a pizza, for some reason, you could just like you can kind of like.
Sometimes you can eat it.
You can just take it down.
You might have explosive diarrhea. But it's at least it went down well.
I ain't afraid of no diarrhea. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid. Just drink a lot of water.
I ain't afraid, dude. Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, but in general, food it's just been. But pizza's been the go-to. And then sorry, I just got bit.
I'm sorry. No, I bit him real quick. Oh, yeah. No, that was the dog.
You said you're going off topic, fool. Yeah, man. I mean, other than that, right now, I mean, it's just hopefully this quarantine ends soon. I mean, I want to get back to life. I mean, doing stuff and just, I mean, but like we're probably gonna still come back here and just hang out because like what we like to do is just get some drinks, you know, and just talk.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we
It's
always
good for
enjoy
the
it.
soul, brother.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like what sucks is like I think we said this before, but June 19 is my birthday, and like,
Oh, you haven't
and
said
it's
that?
coming up, and no, and it's coming up really fast, dude. And like I swear to God, like when the beginning of this year started, I told my wife I was like, dude, I'm gonna throw a big ass party,
Oh man.
and it's and it,
Now we're gonna drive by and say
and
happy
yeah,
birthday.
and I was gonna throw a big party in your house, dude. And I was
Oh
kidding.
shit! I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, 'cause yeah. But I was like, I was gonna throw a party, man, and I was just like gonna invite a lot of like close, cool friends, man,
Cool
and
friend.
just freaking drink and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And then, what's funny
And
is,
hopefully wake up next to you.
yeah, exactly. And, wake up right in the middle between you and Daisy. Just, like, I'm gonna wake up with the dog.
I got on the little bed with her.
But like, like it was cool because I told all my friends before prior to all this happening, and it was freaking actually, well, it's one of our friends saying, freaking Jeff, I told him, I was like, we want to throw a party. He's all, can I be that guy that pours alcohol down people, like liquor, like hard liquor,
dude,
down people's throats and shakes people's heads? And I'm like,
oh no.
I was like,
That's
I'm a yeah, do it, man, go
man.
for
You're
it.
hired.
Yeah, you're hired.
You just supply the beer.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
Supply
yeah.
the liquor.
And I was just gonna tell like Adrian, one of our other buddies, like, can you just get me a couple kegs? We'll get like a freaking ton of like random ass Costco alcohol, dude, and we're just gonna have a good time.
Well, obviously that's gonna be put on hold for now.
I know, which
sorry,
sucks, man.
Your 16th birthday is not gonna be what you ever wished about.
Sweet 16.
Mommy, what about a bowling party?
You know,
I just
you know what? No, nothing.
No,
I was,
say.
I was gonna say, yeah, when I have a buddy who knows a person that works like at a bowling alley, and like they can open it for us. Now that you mentioned, I'm like, I'm gonna tell him, hey, dude, can you hook me up June 19, man?
Yeah.
Get this bowling, and then we'll just freaking.
Well, no, actually, all these plans, even if they were gonna happen, it was gonna be put on hold. Dude, The Last of Us are gonna be playing.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, I did tell her.
Well, we'll have a birthday meetup in Last of Us. Everybody meet out by the deceased corpse.
Meet by the cordyceps.
Meet by the cordyceps. Yeah. It's a cordyceps themed party. Wear your clicker outfits.
Yeah. But yeah, someone's getting shot back here.
God damn. My dog is just on a good one now.
Yeah, it's around that. It's about that time, 6:19 p.m. But yeah, I mean,
wait, what is the verdict for the dog?
No. That's when she gets crazy.
It's
I think.
The cooling hour.
Yeah,
she's a little wild.
Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you guys listened to our podcast. I'm glad I had you actually join on the podcast because I've been, like I said, I've been wanting to do something with you. You've been wanting to do something with me, and
I just want to be heard.
and like like the fact that we're doing something now, and like it's like us like shooting the shit and just like hanging out, like it's always awesome. It's always fun, and I couldn't think of anyone else better to do it with than you.
Yeah, then hopefully soon we'll get we'll be able to have famous people guest star.
That'd be awesome.
We're looking to have
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks coming on the podcast.
And look out, because I think I might almost have Tim Allen. And just kidding.
Oh my god,
I gotta do that right.
But no, I mean who knows? We'll have friends, I'm sure, come on and try to talk about things and just we get a different flow and maybe try to get a good idea. This just now we're getting the idea of maybe what we talk about. And like we started off with our main topic being Last of Us, but you go into these different stories and everything just kind of comes and just kind of just flows in, and that's what we want to do. Just kind of have a nice flow, and hopefully people enjoy it and listen to it. Yeah. And right now we're at 60,000 followers. Hopefully to grow. Donate.
Yeah, I think the fun thing too is like we all have good friends, and I'm sure they'll support us, and like we'll get I wish we had a video of all this, how it's going on, because you should see the way we're all together, because this guy gets you're like a slippery serpent. That's Suede right there. She's part of the podcast now too. I'll actually put a little picture of her when with our little podcast thing going. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys listening in.
Yeah, if you decide to take the time, I mean, it's always good background noise. If you like, and with any podcast, I mean, you can kind of just listen and or your drives to work or something like that.
And
hopefully it's stuff you're interested in, and we're trying to touch on everything. I mean, maybe next time we'll talk about some music taste. I don't know. I mean, we'll just shut up.
We'll play it by we'll play it by ear, see how it goes. We'll kind of like listen to your guys' feedback, and then if you guys want to talk, if you guys want to give us some sort of like topics or something you guys want us to discuss.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just some stupid questions we can talk about, and just, and then just go off like that. Man.
Yeah, it'll be probably on the Me and My Friend podcast, like YouTube.
We'll have my dog talk for the next hour.
The Raggy. Who's the best friend in the world?
But yeah, man. Hopefully we continue this more, and hopefully we try to make it a more routine thing to get this done. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, we if we can, and hopefully our schedules align, we can do this like every weekend and just kind of shoot the shit, do this. But yeah, thank you guys again for listening in, and
yeah, thanks. Hope to tentative Me and My Friend. I don't know if that's what it's gonna officially be titled.
Yeah, we'll see what
we'll make something.
Yeah, it'll probably be like Me and My Friend / something. Me and My Friend podcast.
Me and My Friend are awesome.
Something. But yeah, thank you guys again, and
all right, take care.
Talk to you guys later. Thank you.